Hey, how you doing? Justin here. Today we are checking out the Cissy Strut by the Meters, featuring, of course, all-time funk guitar legend Leo Nocentelli. Fantastic guitar player, definitely worth checking out. Loads of Meter stuff if you want to get into funk guitar, because his play is quite unique. A lot of the kind of muted stuff, but lovely chord grips and super duper time. And that's really with the funk guitar style. It's all about time and sitting in the right place with the rest of the band. That's really the big deal. So even though this might at first seem a little simple as a tune, when you really want to lock in and play it like really sitting with the band really well, that takes a bit of practice, you know. So one of the things you want to be doing is learning this stuff first of all on your own, getting it right, and then spending quite a lot of time playing along with the original recording and seeing if you can get to play it at exactly the same time as Leo, so that when you're playing along you really can't hear a difference between your playing and his playing, that your timing is exactly right. That's really what it's all about. That should be the focus. The notes are less important. It's a good idea to get them right, but really getting your time and the pocket and the groove and all of those kind of terms, you know, which really is, it's just about timing and getting your timing really exactly correct. But enough of a rave about that. So we've got three riffs that we're going to be checking out. The first one, the main riff of the song, which is this. Then we got this second part, which is this. I'll show you a couple of little variations as well. And the third part, which is just for the organ solo, which is this C9. Little kind of a groove that you can get on with your C9 and learn a bit and explore a little bit about how you're going to play that sort of stuff. I'm going to write out on the website the exact first 4 bars at least of what he played there for you, but it's a good idea to experiment. So let's get to a close-up and check out left hand of riff number 1. So riff 1 is starting on the 3rd string with the 3rd finger on the 5th fret, then 1st finger on the 3rd fret, then 3rd finger's moving over to the 5th fret of the 4th string, little finger going down in the 6th fret of the 5th string, little curl on that note, little like a mini bend, and then finishing with the 1st finger on the 3rd fret of the 5th string. Some of you may recognize that as a C minor 7 arpeggio. Then we're playing the 3rd fret, 5th fret on the thicker string, then 3rd fret on the 5th string, back to 5th fret on the thicker string, and 3rd fret on the 5th string, which is the root note, the C. Okay, and then we've got these little chords. So this is really a B flat triad, okay? We're using our 1st finger to bar the thinnest 2 strings of the 6th fret, and then 2nd finger will go down the 7th fret of the 3rd string. We're only going to play those 3 strings. You want to make sure that the tip of the 2nd finger there is muting the 4th string so that you don't accidentally play that 4th string. And then we're going to this, which is like a little F triad again. This is 1st finger in the 5th fret, 3rd string, 3rd finger in the 6th fret of the 2nd string, and 2nd finger in the 5th fret of the thinner string. It does just look like a D chord, but up on the 5th fret. So B flat, to F. Okay, so the riff. Then B flat to the F. Now let's talk about the rhythm of this first of all, and then we're going to talk about the picking a little bit. So the rhythm, 1 E and a 2 and 3 E and a 4 E and a 1, 2, 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 and 3 E and a 4 E and a 1, 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and. Really important that you get the rhythm of that right. So I'm going to add that rhythm up on the website. So do check that out because it'll really, really help you. So let's talk about the picking hand now because there's quite a lot going on. Most important thing to realize, I guess, is this palm mute. So we're using the outside of the palm to just rest lightly on the strings. You can hear without any. Put the palm mute on. You straight away get that tone. Okay, so the picking direction, we're generally playing a down pick on the beat and the up pick on the E and the A. So we'd have down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. And then for the chords, down, up, mute, making sure that we're muting the hand there, all of the strings, down, up, mute, up, mute, up. Okay, so making sure that rhythm hand is muting all of the strings in between the chords as well. Okay, so palm mute on, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, then down, up, mute, up, mute, up, mute. Okay, it's really important this part, down, up, mute. Okay, we're doing a big mute there, so down, up, mute, up, mute, up. You want those chords nice and crisp. Okay, you can see there with the fretting hand as well that I'm pressing down with the chords. So pressing down as I want the chord and then relaxing it, even though I'm muting it here anyway, so I probably wouldn't have to lift it. You really want to make sure that you keep those chords nice and tight. So having the mute and the lifting of the chord will help ensure that that's what happens. It's such a cool riff, this really is insanely good. Anyway, big deals with these things is practicing it real slow, so go 1 E and a 2 and 3 E and a 4 E and a 1, 2, 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 and 3 E and. Also worth noting here as well, whenever I've got my first finger down there, it's muting all of the other strings as well, making sure that they don't ring out, because if you use kind of too much of the tip of your finger, you might end up getting some of those other strings ringing out, which is not going to sound great. So try and keep that first finger nice and flattened, muting any of the strings that you don't want as well. So the second riff is this. Okay, very, very simple. I'm going to show you a few variations, a couple of kind of common, I'm not sure they're mistakes, but the common ways that it's played that I'm not sure is exactly right, but let me go through that with you in a second. So the basic riff here, we've got the 5th fret on the 3rd string, then 5, 3, 5, 3. Rhythm of this is the most important part, but we'll talk about that in a sec. Then again, 5th fret, then 5, 3, 5th fret on the 4th string, 3rd fret on the 5th string. So okay, 1, 2 E and up, 3 E and 4, 1, 2 E and up, 3, 4, 1, 2 E and up, 3 E and 4, 1, 2 E and up. Okay, again, I'll put the rhythm of that up on the website. They can't let me put tabs up, but they can't stop me putting rhythms up, okay? So, and that'll definitely really help again. So down, down, up, 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 down, down, up, down, up. Sounds to me like he's going down, 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 down. All down picks. That's kind of what it sounds like to me. I'm not sure why it does. That's what my instinct's telling me is going on. But I would normally play it down, down, up, 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 down, down, up, down, up. Okay, just because it stays with that pattern of always keeping the hand moving. 1 E and a 2 E and a down, up, down, up, down. It's generally a good idea for funk to stick with that. But if you want to use all down picks for that part, if that's what you prefer, then that's fine. Now, one of the things that's commonly played is this. Adding this extra note here, 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 and 1 E and, yeah? 1 E and then again here 1 E and. Now this note, I've just been listening to it over and over again trying to hear it, and I can definitely hear the organ playing it. In fact, I hear the organ going. Sorry, last note there. But I'm also sometimes hearing a little harmony there. And I'm not really sure, it's kind of organ, it might be slightly there on the guitar, but I think the main part is just. But if you want to go, that's fine too. It doesn't really matter which one of those you want to do. Again, we've got the palm mute in case you hadn't noticed there. Without the palm mute, just doesn't sound right. Okay. Now the only other part that you need really is the funky part that we have underneath the organ solo, which is going to be C9 course. If you're doing my a C9 chord, which you'll be familiar with if you're doing my funk course. Okay. The big deal again with these sort of chords, it's really about the rhythm and keeping this 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and. You're not going to be playing scratches. That's this effect all the time, but you want to be able to control. Okay, so you hear on the original it's kind of like something like that. I've transcribed it exactly what's played, but it's a mixture of chords. It's not this. It's more space than that. It needs to be. It's keeping that strumming hand moving and then just pressing that chord down. You have a lot of fun with that because there's not really any set pattern going on. It's not like you're trying to lock into a specific groove. Just really try and keep that hand moving. Don't scratch all the time. You don't have to do that, okay? But some scratches are fine. It's just all about feeling it and really trying to lock into the groove with the bass and the drums and really, you know, find that they're difficult terms to understand, the being in the pocket, being in the groove, what it means, but it should feel really good. The way that you interact with the drums and the bass should feel nice. And if it feels really nice to you and it feels nice to the other guys in the band and the audience, then you know that you're locked into the groove. So really work on making it feel good to you. I think that's the key. At least that's how I work on it myself when I'm trying to get into a pocket. It's just really focusing on making it feel nice. I'm sure you're going to have a lot of fun playing this tune. It really is an amazing groove, and for getting into funk guitar, or actually just guitar at all, it's such a fun one to play, especially if you can do it in a band, you know, with some other guys that, you know, lock together well and play in a good groove. It's amazing playing this. I've played it in bands loads of times, and with the right guys, it just feels amazing, you know, and it's a good one to explore. It's a good one to learn to lock in with the other guys. Remember that you want to try and don't just listen to what you're playing, but listen to what everyone else is playing and your role in that. So being part of the band rather than just focusing on what you're doing. I think that's the biggest mistake that young guitar players, or even older guitar players generally tend to listen to themselves too much. Probably I'm guilty of it as well, but you know, when you're going to try and play in a groove like this, it's really important that you realize that you're just part of the groove, and if you open your ears up to listen to the whole band and your role in the band, it'll start to lock together better. So it's about opening your ears up to that experience, and it really is an amazing thing when you lock into that groove with your friends and you're playing it, and it's the next level of experience that you can have in music. It's not just playing the notes, it's finding that groove where it really feels amazing, you know. So hopefully you'll get that, and remember, playing along with the original recordings, one of the key things there, you know, you'll get that same feeling of that same good feeling when you play if you lock in with the record as well. But if you can find yourself some buddies to jam with, you know, that's definitely where it's at. So have a bit of fun with that, and I'll see you for plenty more lessons very soon. Do go and check out the funk course on my website if any of this is not making sense to you, and especially the 16th notes and the 16th note counts. And like I said, I'll put some little notes about the rhythm up and the picking directions and stuff like that up on the website. That'll help you as well, I hope. So take care of yourselves, and I'll see you for plenty more very soon. Bye-bye.